All right, good morning, everyone. Let's call court to order. Is there a motion to accept this report for recording purposes?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. All right, good morning, everyone. Let's call court to order. Today is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. It's 9 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Thursday, March 7th, 2024 at 3:45 p.m.
Thank you. Let's pause briefly for a moment of silence, and then we'll have a pledge to the flags.
Please join the pledge. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas,
one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. All right, at this time, if there's any members of the public who want to speak to the court on business matters, please do so at this time. All right, seeing none, I'd like to ask John Carter to come up and introduce one of his newest additions to his office.
Judge, Commissioner. I want to say final piece of the puzzle, but we have no openings after this, which is good.
Great.
This is Roger Strain. He's our new senior project manager.
Super. Super.
Want to say a few words, Roger?
Yeah.
Well, first, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to come and introduce myself. I've been here a couple of weeks now. Seems like a long time, but it's been a real pleasure being able to travel around to several of the offices, meeting a lot of people, working, of course, with John and all the members of the IT department. So just looking forward to a lot of years here in the county. So.
Welcome. Where do you hail from?
I currently reside in Aubrey, just east of Denton, and we purchased a house in Hewitt, and so closing hopefully in the next few weeks.
Great community.
Yeah.
I was a little worried that you're coming from Arizona too.
Yeah. Not quite that far.
I only hired one other person from Arizona so far.
Not quite that far.
Okay.
Well, welcome, and I think you'll find this court very easy to work with, and into a budget, and then we're
Yeah.
apologize ahead of time for that, but I think you're working with some really good people in the IT department, and we depend on them a lot, and they always deliver, and we appreciate that. So
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of history here, and
Yeah.
and that'll definitely come in handy.
absolutely. Nice to meet you.
All right,
Thank you, John.
Nice to meet all of
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, at this time, under proclamations or resolutions under D1, Dustin, if you'll go with that one.
Yes, sir. So this is it's a resolution supporting a Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network application for funding to establish a new gel diversion facility. There's a quick turnaround time on this application. Judge and I were in a meeting with them a week ago, and they are working on putting this application together. So we don't have a lot of details, but this is just essentially saying that we would support it. Let them know there is county property around the visitation center that could possibly be utilized for something like this if the grant is awarded. So essentially, it is just supporting that project. And Judge, if you want me to read it, I can, or if we just want to approve it, it's courts, whatever the court would like.
It's in the package, but like basically, as Dustin said, it's just, it's an application for a grant that we're seeing a lot more money put towards mental health facilities and those things, and don't know that we'll do it, but we have to have the resolution in place to be able to make the application process. Also, in the meantime, we've done, are in the process of doing inventory of properties around either MHMR has, Waco Family Medicine, or the county, where we are the landlords to several of those entities, and just, you know, going through the process right now. So there's no commitment even if the grant is granted, we'll get more detail on it at that time. So any questions or comments? All right, if there's not any, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved. Second?
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Under E, under consent agenda, suggested pull items are E3A, which is HR matter for precinct 2. And I do not have any other pulls. Are there any other pulls recommended by the court? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of the previously mentioned pull?
So moved. Second?
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. All right, Dustin?
Yes, sir. Judge, would you like to do the eclipse items now?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, so that'll drop down to item M2, I believe. Give me 1 second.
M2B, so Ryan?
Yes, so so M2B is discussion and action regarding event updates reports for the 2024 total solar eclipse.
All right, we have Ryan Durker here with Emergency Management. So just bring us up to date. Ryan, good morning.
Yes, sir. Judge Shelton, Commissioners, good morning. So the planning process continues. As far as the eclipse itself, there isn't a lot of new information on the actual eclipse since the last time we spoke. I am pleased to report, however, that the planning process continues to go very, very well. We've had good interactions with not only McLennan County employees, but also public safety departments from many, if not all, of the other municipal jurisdictions in the county. We have one more planning meeting to be hosted at the EOC, I believe, next week or the week after, where we will kind of decide and go over final tactics of everything that we're going to be doing in regards to the response of it. But all the players involved have worked very well together. All of the planning processes that they've undergone have been very thoughtful and well laid out, and I'm really happy to see that. This event is going to be challenging for us. There's no doubt about that. But as I mentioned, the response plans are well thought out, and I think we're in pretty good shape. At this point, is there any questions that the court has for me about what we're doing or what we might see, or anything that's particularly been on y'all's mind?
Well, there's at least 2 counties, if not more, but 2 major counties, Bell and Travis County, that have stepped up the emergency process like there is a imminent disaster. And so can you weigh in on that in your opinion?
Yes, sir, I'd be happy to. No, this is not meant in any way, shape, or form to take away from what those counties have done. They had to do what they felt was right for their communities, and I can't fault them for that. So in discussions that we had when Bell County first issued the emergency declaration, in consultation with Dustin and also Mike Dixon, we all kind of came to the conclusion that that was not a step we wanted to take at this point for a very particular reason. An emergency declaration differs from a disaster declaration in a lot of very important ways. Reading the text of the emergency declaration, it seems that it's really meant for public distress, acts of violence, that sort of thing. There are some things that we could do. Now, it's also important to remember that an emergency declaration is only good for 72 hours. So that being the case, we still reserve that right should the need arise. We're going to, as the event gets closer, we're going to keep a very close eye on the community, excuse me.
That's right. You are an emergency guy, so.
We're going to be keeping a very close eye on the community to see if those impacts from folks coming in to visit us affect us immediately, or if it is a slow trickle, but within, the 5, 4, 3 days ahead of time. If impacts are already severe, we still reserve the right to do something of that sort. The disaster declaration obviously is the much larger document, but the state of Texas doesn't consider this to be it considers this to be a planned event for all. It's basically a planned event, not a actual incident. So those two documents wouldn't guarantee us any more support than we already have. Most of the places in McLennan County that will need assistance, and if they do, the response agencies that would normally respond to those calls remain in place. So all they need to do is call, and we'll be able to get to them.
Okay.
Who has the authority to declare that? Is it through your office?
The judge does.
It comes to the judge, and it doesn't require any action on our part, then it could be just done.
Now, it has, I think it would be ratified, but generally it's to the level that there's no question that it needs to be, but,
Right.
the only time I've done that's during the West explosion.
Okay.
And, so,
But that was a disaster
yeah. and
Correct.
It was,
declaration.
it was in effect, yeah, the disaster.
It was not an emergency.
Correct. And
I
again,
think that's where the significance is there. I mean, I can't imagine there's gonna be a single dollar allocated for anybody anywhere, on this deal. So that's just,
Yeah, I'm not sure what it
This is-
gives you any access to, other than what we already have access to.
I think that
correct.
what you're thinking is very correct.
Yeah.
So.
Correct. There are some specific parts of that statute. I think that the other counties did them specifically so people on private land could register with the county so we would know where we are. Now, for large events that are occurring, we already know where they are in McLennan County. The news has done many stories on where those big parties are going to be, but however, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer by any means, but looking at the mass gathering statutes of where that triggers at a certain population, which I don't think any of these events are coming anywhere near that population. So as the government, I don't think we have a lot of say in what people do on private property, but that's just my opinion.
I agree. Dustin, you have anything to add to that? You or Mike?
No, I think Ryan's just spot on with it. And in terms of the disaster declaration, Commissioner Smith, I believe it's good for 7 days and then has to come to Commissioner's Court to be approved and extended beyond that to answer that question. But no, Ryan's right. On the mass gathering statute, it's 2,500 people, or it's a smaller subset of around 500 if alcohol is going to be sold and there's people under the age of 21. So it does not appear to trigger that.
Well, okay, well, that's good to know.
I think there will be some alcohol sold, though.
Well, I've got my standards. It has to be dark.
Okay. Oh, really?
You're not talking about the eclipse,
Ryan, to the best of your knowledge, that eclipse is still going to take place on April 8th?
Yes, sir. I think we can bet on that.
Okay.
So rain or an eclipse? I'll take the rain.
I'll take the rain.
Even if you can't see it, you know it's happening.
It is important to remember, even if it does rain and it gets cloudy, that certainly will affect the tourism, no doubt about it, but it will still be noticeable.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for Ryan or Dustin? All right. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Dustin.
And Judge, we have 2 action items under the eclipse item. M2A's discussion and/or action regarding payment of overtime to the sheriff's office relative to the total eclipse. I don't know if Captain Nixon or anybody from the sheriff's office is there that would like to discuss.
Yes, I'm on, Dustin. It's David.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. How are y'all?
Morning, guys. Michael?
As far as overtime pay, we've kind of crunched some numbers the best we can. Obviously, when we put people in place if needed. If we don't need them, we will send them home to try to be the best fiscal stewards as we can. But what we're looking at is, we would think at most around 52,000 in overtime. I feel like it's gonna fall way below that, but I'm trying to give you all what I consider the highest number that we can think of. What we're kind of looking at doing, just so you know, is doubling up on patrol shifts, basically bringing in both day shifts and both evening shifts for the weekend and for the day of. If we see that that's not needed, like I said, we will send those assets home. We also are going to open substations around the county so we can place, especially Sunday and Monday, so we can place assets around the county, extra patrol, transport vehicles, stuff like that. In case we get into situations that we saw in 2017 at these other cities, where roadways become impassable, where we can't get emergency assets to that if we just had them in our normal patrol situation. Some of the things that we ask, we wanted to talk to the commissioners about, one is fuel. If you can, make sure your fuel tanks are filled up at the yards, because if we start running out of fuel along the interstate or along in the county, we would need access for patrol vehicles. Yes, sir.
Sidebar on that one, I talked to our yard, all we have is diesel.
Same
All you
here.
have is diesel?
Yeah,
Okay.
same here.
We've got some straight gas.
You've got gas?
We
Okay.
don't have gas.
Okay. So, one thing we need to look at then is we kind of talked about possibly Commissioner Jones and Commissioner Smith using y'all's yards as substations, as well as the Precinct 2 yard as a substation. Because it's already county property, it has bathrooms.
It's on the interstate.
And it's close to the interstate, yes. But we could post people up there, they'd have access to bathrooms, access to telephones, access to, if we have, just to get out of the weather, whatever they need to do reports, do whatever they need. So we would ask for access to the yards, and then access to and the ability to dispatch some of your personnel, especially Commissioner Jones and Commissioner Smith, your precincts, because of their location along the north and south end of the county along the interstate, being able to utilize some of your personnel if we need to get gas, get people off the roadways, out of the roadways, if Interstate 35 does in fact come to a shutdown, which all indications are Monday and Tuesday, we very well likely to have that happen.
So you think even into Tuesday then?
Well, possibly Tuesday morning, what we're thinking is that, most people will try to evacuate the area as soon as this event is over. But you're gonna have those people that stay over, spend one more night. And you're also gonna have people well south of us coming up from the Kerrville area possibly, or well north of us coming down, transversing. Going home. Yeah, going home. So we may run into problems even into Tuesday morning. So if we could get any help we could get from y'all's precinct.
We may try to figure out a way to get some gasoline on site,
Right.
even in individual containers or something. Try to figure out something.
Okay.
So, on the overtime, this is true overtime. I mean, it's not like it's a holiday, right?
Right.
So it'd be,
Yeah, just true overtime.
just extending the work, load out, which would require going into overtime.
With the courthouse being closed that day, how many uniformed deputies do we have on security here?
28 personnel.
28? Will y'all be able to utilize them?
Yes, sir. That's the idea.
But you don't have 28 extra vehicles, I know, so.
No, so we'll double up. So, one vehicle could go to a two-man call instead of sending two vehicles like normal.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then we have spare vehicles, and then the courthouse has some spare vehicles, not spare, but vehicles here as well that we can utilize out in the field.
Okay. Then the only other thing on, road and bridge is, the fact that, you're not gonna be able to do any road work or anything like that. Might even think about splitting the crew up, so like shifts, and some of them work like later in the day. because if it's a traffic jam, it could be a.
It could go well
take
into the night.
Well into the night before it cleared up. That's just a thought. Y'all might think about
We
that.
would like to schedule a meeting fairly soon with
Yeah.
the foremen and assistant foremen of each precinct.
And then, the only other thing is, might check with some of these, those that do not have gasoline, check with some of these rental places and see if they have portable, tanks that you could rent during that time.
As far as for instance, Trading House Lake, kind of our plan out there is to have a boat on the water as needed. You know,
Right.
if we see that it's needed, it'll be there as long as it's needed. If not, we'll move it to
Move it
somewhere else.
somewhere else, okay.
And then have 2 deputies in the park, especially, you know, of course, as needed. But if the park fills up, have 2 deputies on ATVs.
Yeah.
That will patrol the park, you know,
Okay.
24 hours a day if needed.
Great.
We've also got a high-sided trailer at MOE that we have gotten ready and putting signs on for trash. If we have additional trash overload there at the park, we can move out there and
Thank you.
fill that up if needed.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right. Well, we appreciate it very much. And so, Dustin, we have an action item on one is on overtime under D2A. And so I'll make a motion that we approve this overtime request from Sheriff's Office. Second. And that we have a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. And then M2B, Dustin, so that's
Judge,
covered.
we can just show no action on M2B. That's where Ryan gave the update. The
Okay.
M2C is discussion and or action regarding county office closures.
Okay, yeah. All right, I think that's a wise thing to do, so I'd make a motion that we approve office closures.
Outside of Road and Bridge.
Yeah, outside road and bridge, yeah.
And Judge, if we may need to visit with Francis a little bit on the mechanics, whether it's, if we treat it like a weather day. So I think if you want to go ahead and the court vote today to close, and then we can work on the mechanics of that and have that on for the 19th, if that's okay.
That sounds good. Is that all right, everybody?
Sure.
All right, so I think there's a motion on the floor,
Second.
and there's a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, Dustin?
All right, I think we can move back up to the top of the agenda under item F, bids, RFPs, RFQs. F1 is authorization of video surveillance security camera system quote from Extra Code. This is for the Justice of the Peace Precinct 4. John?
Hello, sorry. Excuse me, so this item is to replace a failing camera system out at Precinct 4. It's for all 3, the constable, the JP, and the tax office in McGregor. As you see, the total is $13,173. This item, because it wasn't known to be broken at budget time, is not in the budget, so we would be asking for a budget amendment. The surveillance system has failed on many occasions, so it is also a security risk. Again, it's $13,173, and we'll bring this system in line with all of our other systems at the other JP offices and the other tax office in West. This item has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
All right, any questions or comments?
John, the original equipment was only about 4 years old. Do these come with any kind of warranties or anything like that? Or is there 4 years my Ring cameras lasted longer than that in my door, so.
Only as long as we keep a contract on them. And we've been, as far as these DW Spectrum systems, they have been lasting longer than that. The one we're replacing, I don't remember the exact brand, but it's a brand we won't be buying again.
And from a company that's not in existence anymore too, right?
That I'm not absolutely sure of. I can get you that information.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That was my understanding, so.
So this system wasn't, was this put in when we remodeled that building?
2019, 2020 is when we got the equipment.
I think it was part of the bid package.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they were installed by KHT. One of our crack staff was already on that one. And they, when they were sold to us, they were already out of warranty, but we weren't aware of that at the time.
Well, there you go.
Golly, okay, all right. Okay, that's fine, no other question.
What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion, second, any other discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
F2 is authorization of VMware license renewal quote with CDWG. John?
Yes, this one is, so we have VMware, which is our virtualization management software. When we implemented the new Mitel MycoLab server back in May of 2023, it now on year 2 requires us to get our licensing for the virtual server. And so this is added because of that installation. This one is included and can be covered under the budget. It's $4,022.40. This has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item G, contracts and interlocal agreements, G1's regarding the agreement with Tyler Technologies for the Munis system, authorization of quote for time and attendance module. John is asking this be pulled with no action at this time, and then it will be resubmitted at a later date.
All right, pull, no action.
Can I, one comment? Is someone still, John, is someone still going to visit with our yard, with our people out there to explain the system to them? We haven't, I know, in visiting with them yesterday, no one had been out to, or tried to explain to them how it worked or didn't work. You're not on, John.
You're on mute, John.
My apologies.
I'll send some IT people over there to help you.
So that's one of the reasons we need a little more time is to get out there to your road and bridge yard and maybe the others. And we're also need to talk to the sheriff's department and a few other departments to explain to them how this would work.
Okay,
And that's why we're requesting the extra time.
okay, all right. Appreciate that. Thank you, John.
Good, thank you.
Sir.
All right,
G2 is authorization of use agreement with Waco Rowing Club Incorporated, doing business as Waco Rowing Center for rowing championship event at Trading House Lake Park. This use agreement is almost identical to the one we had last year with Waco Rowing Center. It's for a state championship rowing competition to be held from April 19th to the 21st. It's been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
all right, any questions on that? Primarily, we requested that we be made loss payee on any claim. Also, they covered the owners of the lake, which is Vistra, will be, once the final deal's done, be Vistra. They were okay with it as well, so. And I also checked with some of the local folks that there's not a competing event going on like bass tournament. It's held before then, in fact, it's next weekend, and so all looks good.
Judge, I did want to add, this will trigger the mass gathering
Right.
permit. This is one that does, so Judge will be holding a hearing. There'll be another item later on the agenda addressing part of that.
All right, thank you. All right, any questions, comments? And what's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G3 is authorization of memorandum of understanding with City of Mart, Texas Water Development Board flood infrastructure funding for Lake Mart Dam repair. City of Mart is applying for this Texas Water Development Board grant. And since the dam, or part of the dam or the dam itself and the watershed is outside of the city limits, the Texas Water Code requires that there be an MOU between all governmental entities that are in the watershed. So that's essentially what this does. It just states that Mart will provide progress updates to the county and that we will work cooperatively together on this project.
Yeah, the only thing soon, and this is be outside of this agreement, but that dam, the slope of the dam comes very close to that road. And I think that's Pavelka Road that comes around through there. And so it could affect that road. So we need the engineers to keep us informed on that way ahead of time and visit, with Zane about that. And, so if there's, we have to make some accommodations to do that, but the dam does have to be, redone, so.
My only question was, this agreement, is there any incumbent cost now to us or in the future with this agreement?
We had pledged
No, sir.
earlier, we'd pledged some ARPA money to it, but it was never acted on. And so there's nothing in place.
Nothing beyond, okay, but, okay.
Is that right, Dustin?
They actually, I think 75,000 of the ARPA funds were spent on it, Judge.
Oh,
They had
okay.
completed it, but, so those did go to that project, but that's correct.
Okay, thank you. All right. Did we act on it?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Motion to approve G3.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G4 is regarding the United States Marshal Services Intergovernmental Agreement. G4A is authorization of order for supplies or services under Agreement 80-10-033, and then G4B is under Agreement 80-99-0119. David?
These agreements are the standard ones that the U.S. Marshal Service does, or not U.S. Marshals. It's actually ICE piggybacking on the U.S. Marshal Service contract to allocate and reallocate unallocated money for the detention services that they have on a monthly basis. This is common. Nothing is changing with the contract. This is ICE just obligating and de-obligating money month to month as the inmates come in and out.
All right, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve G4A and G4B.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G5 is ratification of interlocal cooperative agreements with City of Robinson. G5A is regarding temporary road construction, and G5B is regarding cooperative purchasing of road materials. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, I think everyone's aware of the announcement regarding the building of the new milk producing facility by Walmart. And under the agreement, we've agreed to help the City of Robinson by building a temporary road, which they will reimburse us for the work and the materials done. And that's what G5A and G5B cover.
I'd like to make one correction on what you said.
I apologize.
No problem. You said milk producing. There won't be cows out there. It's
No, you're correct.
Milk processing.
They're processing it. There you
It's a
go.
lot cleaner operation.
Amen to that. Yeah. Thank you, Judge.
Part-time.
So, any questions on that? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve. Second.
A motion and second to approve G5A and G5B. No other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
We could drop down to item L2. This is
Well,
tax assessor
hold on.
collector authorization.
Dustin, what about G6 along with that? We waiting on that one?
Yeah, Chris will be coming over if that's that item.
On the-
Sorry, Commissioner.
On the rental equipment, on the machinery, on the roller?
Yes, you want to go ahead and do it? So G6 is ratification of equipment rental agreement with Kirby Smith Machinery for Road and Bridge Precinct 1.
And I apologize, I didn't mean to butt in, but it kind of went with it, so
I
Yes,
agree.
sir.
I apologize, so.
No problem.
Yeah, again, we had a part breakdown, had some problems with our rollers, and so we needed to rent one, particularly with the agreement with Robinson as far as the temporary road. So we've done that, and we're asking that the court ratify that rental agreement, please.
Is that a form of motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass.
We could go to item L2, tax assessor collector authorizations regarding designation of the Clinton County homestead exemptions for the 2024 tax roll. And I know Kathy and Randy are in for it.
Yeah. All right. Morning. Come on.
Morning.
Honorable Judge, Honorable Commissioners, I'm Randy Riggs, Tax Assessor Collector for the citizens of McLennan County. I also have the Chief Deputy of the McLennan County Tax Office with me, Kathy Holloman, in here to answer any questions you all may have in regard to setting the exemption for the property taxes.
Okay.
Currently, the topic that's been presented to me is the question is there a maximum amount of exemption? And yes, there is for homestead exemption for everybody under 65 and that are not disabled. But for citizens over 65 or disabled, there is not a maximum amount that you could approve. And that is, needs to be determined before July 1st. So if you need to postpone that, you can, but that consideration is for you all, and happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
The only thing I would think is, you know, what's the financial consequence of changing that? Do we know that or not? Okay. Well, I'd make a motion, or consider, y'all seconded the motion to defer until we can get a little bit more information, but I will tell you that I feel like we'll leave it the way it is, and then next year we can consider it again, and that gives more room if we want to do more.
And the maximum would be how much?
For over 65 and or disabled, there is no
No
maximum.
maximum, and then, but for just anybody else,
For everybody else, yes, you're set at the maximum
we're
amount.
set at the maximum. Okay.
Yes, 20% with not being more than, or at least the 3,000.
The only thing I would like to look at possibly is the county 65 and over disabled homestead. And it's not increasing the 20%, but just increasing the from 35 maybe to 50, I don't know. Just something that I do know that.
And Commissioner, that's the challenge is what is that amount? Because as we all know, people are turning 65 every year, and there are people that are passing away every year. So people are added and dropped from that list, and we don't know that until later. And actually, you all can go ahead and set your rates, and then that changes as we go.
It's just something I want to look at. I don't know the numbers on it, but I do know that that's something that, you know, when we get to the disabled folks, I certainly have
Well, for the city of Waco is at 50,000. Some other comparable, well, not comparable, but Montgomery County went to 50,000 last year. Harris County's at 40,000. I did a little research yesterday afternoon. Travis County's at 124,000. So is City of Austin. So there's a broad range there. The minimum, once you adopt it, is 3,000. Once you've set it at the 35, you can't go below 5,000, but you can change it from year to year.
I would recommend to y'all that you do not want to go back once you make that decision. Once you say, if you want to go, for example, from 35 to 50, you don't want to come back next year and say,
Now,
oh, no, we need to go back.
That's my point. We're kind of late in this budget year to be making a change. I would suggest that we take that in consideration during the, you know, next coming.
The only thing I'm getting at, this is a very small segment of the population. This
Right, I
isn't
understand that.
everybody. And I just, every year, the majority of the people that are on fixed incomes are gonna fall in this right here, in this category. And we haven't really done anything in that arena. And
I will
so
tell you, you know, you could exempt $100,000 and it would make our life a lot easier because we wouldn't have to go collect that. Because a lot of the collection that we actually have are people that are, have difficulty paying their taxes. So that's a valid point. Thank you.
Judge, when would you want to defer it until when to bring it?
I would want to understand, you know, what the financial consequences are.
See what the impact could be on the
I'm with that.
amount.
I just say it's something I think we need to look at.
I agree with that.
Would it be possible also, if we choose to defer it and bring it up later, to know what other exemptions the state has now applied to homeowners? To just add that as information? Because I mean, the state applied some numbers also, didn't they, in the last election or something?
What the state did was expand the exemptions for school districts.
Right.
So we collect for, we're a consolidated collector
And is that a across the board amount the same?
for school
Okay,
districts.
could you add that information for us to maybe next?
Absolutely,
Okay.
sure.
I'd be
And
curious to
you,
see.
you all deal with this every year. Every year it comes before you.
Right.
At this time.
Right.
And the appraisal district wants to know those exemptions before they get busy in April, because that's when they start to certify values.
So if it came up within the next month, that would, I mean, you said by July, we need to,
I say by July, but
but the appraisal district would have a stroke if we waited.
we would prefer to get it sooner than that.
I understand.
For example, we're required to have your tax rate set by September 30th, and then we mail our bills out October 1st. Well, that's why we want you to set your tax rate in August before that gives us time to process it. So we want to give them as much time to process it as possible.
If we waited a couple of meetings though and got the other information like what,
Just the
well,
impact.
the impact of it and what the state has done, maybe, would that create any problem if we, just a couple of meetings?
No issue at all. We'll be happy to provide that to you.
I will point out in that context of what the ultimate rate is, we've done a good job of lowering our tax rate, and we're one of the lowest. We're actually the lowest, I think, in this, you take schools in the city and, if you're within a city, we're way lower. And we've done a lot. And so I don't feel like we haven't done a lot to keep the burden off. And there's only so much we have control over. But I think what we do have control over, we've done a good job of. That doesn't mean we can't do more, but the other thing is doing it all at one time. I mean, why not consider spreading it out over a couple of years and just kind of ease into something.
And when you play with taxes, the question is, how are we equitable? How are we fair to all concerned?
Yeah.
And the issue is, if you deal with the tax rate, in a sense, that's fair to all concerned, but not all those people live in McLennan County. There are people that you're giving benefits to that live elsewhere. That's why you look at exemptions for a homestead, and that really gives it to citizens in McLennan County. The challenge is you all are limited that you can give to everybody, but you do have some flexibility or ability to be able to give exemptions to people over 65 or disabled. So that is something that's in y'all's ability.
The
Go ahead.
appraisal district, though, is looking to send out appraisal notices April 1st, and those generally include information on the exemptions. So to do it after April 1st might cause some negative feedback for people if they're expecting a certain amount. Of course, if it goes up, that's probably not going to change. The school
That may be
districts.
welcome news.
The school districts are set at 100,000 across the board, so, I mean, there's not anything unknown there. And they did set a scale for disabled veteran also that the state gives. And so there's nothing we can do with that. And it's a graduated scale, and I'm not sure what the qualifications for that are, but they go from 5,000 to completely to 100%.
Amount of disability.
Yes, depending on the amount of disability. But that's veterans only.
Right. Well, my feelings are, I think our citizens expect a certain level of services from the county, and I think we meet those expectations or exceed them, and unfortunately, none of them are possible without funding. And so I think we have to be very careful about the direction we go there in order to maintain or to continue to improve the services that we provide.
That's my point.
And I might be totally wrong, but I'm thinking an additional 15,000 in that defined category of our population is pretty minimal.
Well, I'd like to see the number.
To them, it's a big deal. To us, it's probably a
Yeah,
very minimal.
I'd like to see what that effect could be, if it's possible. Is it possible to run those numbers somehow?
Well, we can give you a ballpark.
That's fine, I
We
understand.
can't give you exact because there really is no exact in the
Randy,
world of
would it be
taxes.
minuscule in comparison to our budget,
Well, if
our revenue, excuse
you know,
me, our revenue?
you look at what we do in our office, and we do it for everybody, and the county is probably about 20% of what we do anyway. So looking at what you all do, it's probably, it's not gonna be that much to you all, but define that,
Well, until we see it, we can't, so.
Yeah.
I'd like, and I'm kind of like Commissioner Perry, I'd like to see the 40 and the 50, those two numbers, just out of curiosity, but.
We can get you some
I do
ballpark
want us to be
information.
very, very careful. I certainly don't want to diminish our ability to furnish top-notch services to our
And
citizens.
But what we'll also provide with you is what other entities are doing within McLennan County and possibly some of your peer counties as well. But you're exactly right. Citizens want services. And services come at a cost. And those costs we collect. And so it all starts with the tax office to be able to provide the money for you all to do your business. So just wanted to remind you of that.
If you cut revenue, you need to immediately switch to start looking at expenses to cut, to make, so we balance out, so.
And the court is to be commended for accepting I was going to say effective tax rate, but excuse me, the no new revenue rate.
Yeah.
So you all are attentive to that and
Years in a row.
do a good job with that. So thank you for what you all do.
Thank you. All right, I make a motion, we defer.
Second.
That motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right,
Judge,
yes,
I'm having a pneumatic problem. I need to stand up and fix my chair.
all right,
Any lower and I wouldn't be able to see over the table.
all right, do we need to get TJ in here?
It may be caused for, it could be, have something to do with the weight on the chair, I'm not sure.
No, it's, couldn't be that.
It started up here, to just kept going.
It's your shocks, you got bad
I got bad
shocks.
shocks, I guess.
Okay, Dustin?
All right, G7 is reauthorization of current property use agreement with Waco Downtown Farmers Market for the parking lot across the street from the courthouse. And this is just a reauthorization of this for an additional year. And we've not had many issues at all, and I did check with TJ earlier, and they cleaned up well after the events, and so he doesn't see any issue as well. So it is recommended for approval.
All right, yeah, I agree. It's something that really doesn't cost us anything to provide, and it's a good value to the community, so,
So is this their permanent home, long-term?
well,
I mean, I haven't heard anything about it in a long time.
well,
I haven't been on, I just got back on City Center. so-
right, so the way I recall it, their permanent home intended to be down at the river.
Yeah,
I think the development
Right.
process is kind of, so I don't know whether we'd call it the permanent home.
that's fine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
great. I
I
mean,
think we look at it 1 year at a time, but
such
I
a
am
good
interested.
attraction.
I am interested if they do have long-term plans and
Right.
how we can help them, so,
Yep.
okay. All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the agreement with Waco Downtown Farmers Market.
Second.
All right, I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass, thank you.
We could hold G8 until Chris gets here. She should be here about 10 o'clock.
All right,
G9 is authorization of Apple developer agreement with Apple Incorporated for development of county mobile app. John?
Hello, excuse me. So the Commissioners Court approved the mobile app with the budget, and we're now in development of that. The app will be for Android and Apple devices, but for Apple devices, we need to create an iOS developer account, and we let the company use that account to then develop the application for us. And there's no budget impact to this, it's all included, there's no dollar amount. It's just we are requesting approval for the county judge's office, I'm assuming Dustin in this case, to create the developer account for the county. We have reviewed this and it is recommended for approval. It has also been through legal review.
okay, I love making motions on items that have no budget impact, so I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G10 is authorization of advanced funding agreements and related resolutions for bridge replacement or rehabilitation projects for the state of Texas, acting by and through the Texas Department of Transportation. There are 3 here. G10A is regarding Harrison Road at Shaw Creek, G10B regarding Prairie Chapel Road at Bluff Creek, and G10C regarding Vernal Road at Big Creek. Zane?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
As Dustin mentioned, these are 3 advanced affidavits, advanced funding agreements for the 3 system bridges. Two of them are in precinct 2 and one of them is in precinct 4. The Harrison Road agreement, the estimated cost for replacement by TxDOT is $579,755. The estimated cost for the Chapel Road at Bluff Creek in precinct 4 is $1,046,155. And the estimated cost for Burnell Road over Big Creek tributary in precinct 2 is $254,000. So the recommendation is for the court to approve the judge signing all 3 advanced funding agreements so that we can get these bridges replaced.
All right, any questions?
Dane, how'd you become aware of this program?
Excuse me?
How did you become aware of this program? And are there any other eligible projects?
So this program has been around for quite a while.
Okay.
It's their off-system program. They inspect.
So
our
this is the
bridges
off-system program?
Yes.
Okay.
However, what's different this time for funding, they are utilizing the 2 different funding sources. One is the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as IIJA. And then they are also be utilizing the funding from the Highway Bridge Replacement and Rehabilitation Program. Both of those 2 programs or funding sources are federal funding sources. And so the TxDOT is able to help our county out by allowing us to replace more than the usual number of bridges.
That's great.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose. Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
G11, authorization of memorandum of understanding with Midway Independent School District Police Department is for communication and coordination with the McLennan County Sheriff's Office. Captain Ives?
Yes, this is a Texas Education Code 37081G agreement. Midway ISD is forming their own ISD police department, and they are required by the Texas Education Code to enter into this memorandum of understanding with us prior to the formation via TCOL standards.
All right, any questions?
If they're forming their own police department, will they dispatch through the county?
So they're still in the discussion phases of that, but we contract with the city of Waco, and we do have other like SRO programs, ISD police departments that utilize dispatch services through the city of Waco, but we're just authorizing them to be on the channel. Any fees that are paid by them directly to the city of Waco.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, comments? All right, none I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass. Thank you.
G12, authorization of interlocal cooperation agreement to City of Lacey Lakeview. G12A is regarding road work on Spring Lake Road, and G12B is regarding road work on Old Central Road. Commissioner Jones?
So this is 2 interlocal cooperation agreements with the City of Lacey Lakeview, one for Spring Lake Road and one for Old Central Road, doing some work on those two roads. I make a motion to approve the agreements with the City of Lacey Lakeview.
I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
G13 is authorization of memorandum of understanding with the United States Secret Service as overtime reimbursement from McLennan County Sheriff's Office. Captain Ives?
This is an agreement similar to what we have with other task forces, including the U.S. Marshal Service. This is just authorizing us to have the guy that we have on that task force doing human trafficking and sex crimes in order to get that reimbursement for time spent working some of these cases from the federal government.
Okay, any questions? All right. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
Thank you.
Under item H, capital improvement and construction projects, H1 is an update regarding the remodel of the downtown jail project. If we could defer this today, we will have Brinkley Sargent and Irwin in court next Tuesday to provide this update.
All right. I'll make a motion, we defer. Is there a second? Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
H2 is regarding the Clinton County Downtown Jail remodel agreement with Brinkley Sargent. This is authorization of invoice number 16. It totals $116,499.75. It's been reviewed and is recommended for approval. I know last time we had it on the agenda and had talked about approving it in conjunction with that update. So it's totally up to the court if you'd like to approve today or to defer until next Tuesday.
What's the pleasure of the court? I would say we pay it. We owe it.
Yeah, it's owed. We might as well pay it.
Motion to approve the invoice.
Second.
I have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item I, budget amendments, I1 is regarding the FY24 budget. Francis?
Thank you. So starting with I1A, this is a budget amendment in the general fund in our capital outlay department. This is a request to move from contingencies into that line to purchase an ice machine for the courthouse. I1B, this is Fund 418, our venue project fund, and this budget amendment is to clean up some discussions that we had a couple agendas ago. This is just moving money into the correct lines for the disbursements to the city of Waco and to Waco ISD for 2023 collections. Item I1C, this is for Fund 420, our zoo bond. So with this budget amendment, we're moving funds that were not originally allocated to a specific project, and that includes interest revenue that we've earned on the proceeds over the life of the bond. There are also a couple adjustments to some projects, but in the end, we're increasing the line item for the education and vet complex. And so based on this current city's timeline of those projects, that we're gonna move funding into that line so that they can keep moving on that current project that's ongoing. We're also increasing interest expense. Right now, this is the first time we've had this, but this is an estimate of our arbitrage liability. That will not be due until next year, 5 years after the disbursement of the bonds funds. But this is interest that we have earned in excess of the allowable amount. And what it means is that we've invested to our full potential. So not really a bad thing, just that it has been invested and received every possible dollar that we could. I1D, this is general fund for JP3. The judge is requesting to move from his repair and maintenance line into professional development for costs for this current year. I1E, this is general fund sheriff's office. The request is just to move funds from the Jack Harwell department into the sheriff's department, specifically the line item titled travel reimbursement. I1F1, this is for County Court at Law 3. So this request is to increase furniture and equipment for the purchase of a laptop docking station and then 3 chairs for that office. And then F1, F2 is also related, but this is coming from the Court Reporter Service Fund. So this is a request also from County Court at Law 3 to purchase a laptop and docking station for their court reporter. But again, able to use the special revenue fund for that portion.
Ask a question there, please?
Oh, of course.
Okay. If that office is only, that court's only 3 years old, what happened to the current chairs, laptops, and docking stations? Aren't they part of that court, or did they move, or where did they go? Why aren't we, Ken or somebody?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't
I was gonna say, John, Carter, do you? I know that these quotes were pulled by your office. Do you have any further information on the need for these?
He may not be on.
Sorry.
I am on, sorry. I do not have that at the moment. That would be Timothy. Timothy, are you on?
Tim's working.
That's good. That's good. Maybe it can be answered later. That's fine. I understand it's needed,
Yeah,
it's
we
needed,
can
but
get you
if
What are we
office,
looking at?
So Tim, this is the request from County Court at Law 3. So they're requesting laptop and docking station
I think
for
Ryan
office
took
staff
everything,
as well as
honestly.
one for the court reporter.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that falls
Including
more
the-
under Amber, but,
I'll ask a question, but I agree with you.
hang on.
While we're looking at that, so we provided all this to, Judge Luna when he was in there. And if he took it, that's fine, as long as we transfer it, into the district court, because they're two different budget items. And that was my question, not so much the chairs, but the laptops and technical equipment.
And I apologize for not having the specifics in front of me on this one.
That's all right. And if it's a deal killer, then we can pull it.
no, it's not a deal killer. It's just
But it's
3 years old. I don't understand what
Well,
happened.
And so I think it got transferred. I just want to make sure that we transferred it to
Right.
the court like we're supposed to.
So if it keeps getting transferred, then that means we're bumping stuff somewhere. So if.
Yeah,
if
what's
we
falling out the back end?
Yeah, what fell out the back door and where did it go? Is it on
Well,
the,
it should have been transferred in district court,
That's
right?
right. And
but if the district court already had those,
This was a new
where did
district.
that go?
This is a new district court.
Yes. Sorry,
No, it wasn't.
I do have a little more information now from my
went
staff.
to-
This is a new court
But there
clerk
was a new
position.
district court,
Knew what?
This is a new court clerk position.
new clerk, so.
Yes, this is
That's
to
right, we
replace,
added a clerk.
current loaner equipment.
Judge Atkins.
Yeah, we added a new,
In CC, in
three.
CCL three?
CC3, yeah.
So that district clerk needs 3 chairs?
Well, there was only 2 folks and now it's 3, so
So need 3 new chairs then, but one new hire.
I don't know.
Sorry, I was referring to the computer equipment alone as for the new clerk. I don't know about the chairs.
That's all right, move on.
All right. Okay, Francis, you go ahead. You have one more.
Okay, and then the last one is I-1G. This is General Fund Road and Bridge 3, just requesting to move from the contingencies in that department into furniture and equipment and capital outlay for multiple pieces of equipment, as well as an additional cost for a tree trimming truck. And that is all.
Okay. Any questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to approve I-1A through I-1G?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
All right, we have nothing under item J this week. Under item K, grants, grant proposals. K1 is our ARPA discussion. K1A is regarding the professional services agreement with BKD. Authorization of grant administration services invoice through January 2024. This totals $9,023 and
All right, any questions on that?
49 cents, and it's reviewed and recommended for approval.
All right,
Here's my question, and I apologize for all these questions. Are we at the point with our ARPA, Dustin, to where we have enough expertise within the county with our attorney and you and Francis to where we're still providing this many questions to a third party?
So Commissioner, these are mainly on their subrecipient monitoring, where they're actually going through and even to some level on the beneficiaries. So they are visiting with these ARPA recipients and, double checking, going through all the monitoring to make sure everything was procured properly. That's stuff that we don't have the capability. I think, and I'm not speaking for Francis, but if we were to take that on in the auditor's office, we would need more people in the auditor's office to be able to do it. So that's what the lion's share of this type of work is. There may be an eligibility question here and there, but it's mainly on the monitoring side. And Francis, do you think that's fair?
Yes, I completely agree with that statement. And, when you look at the invoice, you can see the number of people that they have involved at different levels of management. But like Dustin said, a lot of this now is the monitoring side of things. And so, just staffing, we don't have that available, of course, but then the expertise in that monitoring, the monitoring, especially the subrecipient monitoring, has to be very specific to the federal guidelines. And so they have that expertise to do that. And of course, the staffing. And so, again, just to add on to Dustin.
I know we're pushing $250,000 that we spent with them for their consulting, and, I mean, theoretically, you could have one question and everybody get a shot at it and we get charged for it. We don't necessarily know that they're answering different. In other words, there could be one recipient and everybody could get their shot at looking at it and us get charged for it.
So I would say that, that the way this is working and, even our county team, like you mentioned, Mike Dixon and Dustin and our office, we're all on the same page as what questions are being pushed to them, and we're all included on those discussions. So there's no duplication there as much as possible. But on Forvis's side, I think the way they have their staff set up, there shouldn't be any duplication of billing there.
So we don't have four people looking at the same question then?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Commissioner, I think you can see they try to direct the work to those at like the consultant level or the senior consultant and stay away from the managing director and senior manager. You can kind of see how those hours play out in the invoice as well.
All right. Any other questions or comments? What's the pleasure of the court?
Vote to approve. Second.
Got a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
And then K1B is very much in line with that discussion. It's authorization of second addendum to the professional consulting agreement with Lockwood, Andrews, and Newnham Incorporated, providing for monitoring engineer services. So if the court remembers, LAN is our, they're doing the doing the monitoring engineering services on the ARPA water projects. And we essentially had created a $40,000 work order initially. That has been exhausted. And so we are looking to increase this second phase to about $45,000 for them to be able to continue these services. And they are heavily involved, answering a lot of questions from the water providers. And we can get LAN in for an update soon. They came by and visited with us and Francis and Mike a couple weeks ago, just kind of laying out the projects and kind of where everything stood. So we'll schedule an update for them in April.
Right. We do need an update. I can add a few things to it too, but we are making progress, but it's difficult dealing with. So there are entities that are run by volunteers, and so there are two professional services, sometimes three, that they utilize are their engineers, their auditor, and their attorney, if they need. We've supplied some of that for them, helping them out. And so each one of those levels have a certain amount of difficulty dealing with.
I'm sure.
And some engineering firms are more responsive than others. In fact, there's a huge difference, which we're struggling with, and we've even written some letters of
Concern.
yeah, well, more than concern of pulling funding if they don't respond within a time frame. So we're trying to step on the gas on this thing.
Well, that was, and I'm glad you mentioned that we get an update. That was one of the questions I had concern. Is there any way in the update to give us the progress report, tell us the likelihood of the project being completed before the deadline, the ARPA deadline?
Yes.
And at what point do we say, hey, it's too close to in other words, are we gonna have time to reallocate those that funding, if the deadline's not made and the money comes back to us? Or will it be the day before we find out, and then it's too late to do anything?
Well, and so that's
Does
been,
that make sense?
yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely, and it's something that's a concern, that gets more concerning every day because we're getting against the deadline. So, alternative places to put that funding is important. And, so that will be part of the next discussion. And there's gonna be, we'll be able to hopefully give you an estimate of the chances of it happening and the chances and the risk level of it not happening. That's where we want to get to.
Right, that's where, if it's possible to
And
do
so-
that, yeah.
So then automatically, once it hits a certain risk level or the practicality of it meeting the deadline, then we start saying, we're gonna allocate, if this doesn't happen, we've got a place to put this money. And it's gonna be useful to the county.
But it's gotta be spent also, we gotta have the time available for that, if we move the
Back
money,
up.
for those people to spend it.
So, exactly. And so some would be going into projects, which means another deadline comes up that
Right.
you just mentioned. But the other would be places that there's no, we give them the money and they provide a public service to the community.
Then that's not,
And so we're not waiting on anything. I mean, Project A lost the money, Project B got the money. And
we haven't established a hard deadline for some of those water projects, have we, that?
yes,
We have established that
Yes,
it must
sir.
be, which gives us some breathing room then? In other words, the deadline's not the last day that ARPA can be spent. Have we backed it up some?
well, so that's some fine tuning, but I agree with you. As we move forward, that fine tuning needs to happen where we need this deadline to happen. I mean, we've got the same issue with using part of this money in HVAC.
Yes.
And so that's why we're working with the contractor and the design people to get forward on this so we can make those purchases for air circulation, all that for our own facilities. And, so I would say yes, but to fine tune it down to, getting the calendar out and saying, we want this deadline, it's due in, let's say August or September, that we want this done by February. So we've got this much room to reallocate the money if it doesn't happen, so.
Right. What is the deadline, Dustin, for the money being spent? What was the hard deadline from the federal government?
So it has to be obligated by December 31st, 2024, and spent by December 31st, 2026.
All right. So when you say obligated, if money comes back to us from a project that's not finished and it's after that obligation date, can we re-obligate
No.
to some other project? So then,
No, so that obligation date, they've defined that to be that you have to be entered into some sort of agreement or contract, for some amount of money, for services or items to be purchased. And so that would have to be in place, by that, like Dustin mentioned, the December 31st, 2024 date.
so
and there's
could you, if we went ahead and defined those other entities that money could go to, pending money being available, would that satisfy that portion of the rule as far as the obligation of the money? In other words, if we obligate it to an entity based upon only if money is available, would that count, or does it?
No, I don't think that would be, that would not be
I
allowable.
don't know how we're going to.
Yeah, that's something we need to talk to Pete Sessions about too, is.
Extension.
But with most of these water supply corporations, they're gonna be able to meet the December 2026 deadline. Their projects aren't huge for the most part. It's just
some of the issues, like for generators, is the delay, the lead time on stuff. But, they're not, as big as, like, for example, the subrecipient project we have, which is Riesel.
But what I'm hearing from Francis and Dustin, though, is if we don't not have something in place by the end of this year, and even if money came back to us, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
Well, and Commissioner, what we're trying to do on some of those larger projects, like Mike said, is break off components that we know the money has been obligated to the subrecipient, and then break out components that we know can be completed by that 2026 completion date. So you're trying to navigate that as well, where it may not be the big project, but we're trying to narrow it down to a certain component of that project that can be done and meet the requirements.
I think we'll get more clarity whenever we can get Tom in and we go, through project by project. He's got them broke out in spreadsheets and what the needs are, and then put that on timeline, which, we're kind of there, but I definitely think you need to have plan B and C lined up and ready to go.
Well, I think Francis is right about the obligation date, and we're working with them to get the things done.
But what I'm hearing, though, is, and Mike, if I heard correctly from Francis, is if it's not obligated, even if there are some other entities out there that we want to look at, if we don't have the money back and re-obligated to them by the end of this year, then it's not possible to do it.
I think that's correct, Commissioner.
Okay.
Are there any opportunities for that ARPA money, if it does come back, to be spent on our infrastructure, on our bridges, things like that?
Not bridges, I don't think. Not bridges.
But it's culverts and,
There's culverts and something.
yeah,
Low
there's
water,
low water crossings.
Yeah. But again, they'd have to be completed by
26.
2026, yeah.
Well,
And,
I mean,
I think the judge kept, mentioning, fine tuning these and, through this year. And so, that's been a constant process. And we've looked at, if we know funds are not going to be spent and meet the deadlines, what are our backup plans to use for the funds? And so, those have been constant conversations, and I'm glad y'all are bringing up those as well. We'll continue to look at that.
Okay. Interesting. Oh. Thank you. Appreciate what y'all are doing.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
I think we need we haven't made a motion yet on K1B, is that correct? Have we?
We still need a motion.
We need a motion.
Need a motion, okay. Move to approve K1B.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
We could go to item G8. This is discussion and action on agreement for industrial business grant between McLennan County and Walmart Incorporated and its affiliates. I'd like to call on Chris.
All right. That's G8, is that right?
G8.
Good morning.
Morning.
Glad to see everybody this morning. You have in your packet an industrial business grant agreement, so a Chapter 381 agreement between the county and Walmart, Inc. This is to support Walmart's recently announced state-of-the-art milk production facility that will go into the Robinson Business Park. So that represents an investment of $350 million, including $170 million in business personal property. the creation of 396 new full-time positions at an average wage of $60,000 a year plus benefits. So it's a great project for Robinson, but a great project to benefit the entire McLennan County region. So we're excited about that. The agreement itself is specifically just for the business personal property. The industrial park and parts of Robinson have been allocated into a tax increment reinvestment zone that the county participates in. It's 70% of the real property increment going into that zone. And so for this project, only from the county's perspective, only the personal property grant was presented because those real property funds are going into the TERS, and those TERS dollars are being used in partnership with Robinson to help make some additional infrastructure improvements, including the extension of a road, some water line and some sewer line improvements that will benefit the Walmart project, but will also benefit the rest of the park for future industrial users. So the terms of the agreement are 15 years on the business personal property at 70%. Robinson is proposed to participate at the same level too. The company would be operational by the end of 2026. So it would come on the tax rolls in January of 2027. And the terms of the agreement would be 15 years from the start of January 2027, that they would be eligible so long as they were meeting the criteria of the agreement. So they will pay the personal property taxes, and then so long as they verify that they're in compliance with the agreement, they'll be eligible to receive that reimbursement back or that grant back. If you want to know the benefits to the county, over the terms of the agreement, so running an analysis of that, the county would be providing, based off of current tax revenues and the $170 million less depreciation over that period of time, the value of the grant for the county's portion would be approximately $2.9 million over 15 years.
Okay.
On the revenue side, though, the county would benefit and receive an additional $1.25 million in new revenues over that same time period. Net
That
revenue.
doesn't include the indirect effects.
Correct. No, those are just, to Mike's point, those are just the direct benefits.
Yeah. Any questions?
Is the employment number, is that 396? Is that what they have to achieve to get?
Yes, sir. They have to hit the 396. There is a buffer in there and that allows for, in the event that, they have some turnover on the site. But they do
So they
have
get
to,
a plus or minus?
They do.
10%.
A 10% plus or minus in there.
Okay.
Great. Kind of a cure period. Anything else?
No, sir.
Any other questions? Great project. One thing that she did mention is this sets up the rest of the property to have infrastructure and all right there next to it. It's going to increase its chance of being taken down before too long, hopefully. And City of Robinson did a great job. I commend them on their business approach on this. City manager, Craig Lamond, just really understands these kind of things, and mayor did a great job of welcoming the company. Just a couple of things that I picked up on. First of all, the salary range is great. I mean, it's tremendous. Big companies like that do have good benefits as well. One benefit that we would get out of it is the use by date is extended on this process. It's a new technological process. It's
Ultra-factorization or whatever?
Yeah, and it's achieved without any chemical or anything like that. It's all in the processing, where the under this high-pressure centrifuge process that they have takes out certain bacterias that are natural and these things that would extend the life of the, useful life of the milk. And so, that's a benefit too. And so this morning, as I poured my milk, it didn't taste right, and I looked at I'm just barely past the use by date, and it's already tastes different. So anyhow, I think they're producing a great product, and tickled to death to have a company that's in the top Dow. I think they're in the top 10% of the Dow companies to do something big in our community. So anyhow, great. And appreciate Commissioner Smith's involvement in it. He's been very involved in the project, and really thank you for all that you've done in it.
Thrilled to death for the city and the county. School district.
Yeah, you bet, school district, yeah. All right. Anything, any other questions or comments? All right, is there a motion to approve the industrial business grant agreement?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Justin, somewhere in here, would like to have a break.
Okay, Judge, I think we can finish up in probably about 10 to 15 minutes, so if you wanna go ahead and break now? I know we need to do an executive session too.
What do y'all want to do?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Keep rolling.
All right, K2 is regarding the Texas Health and Human Services Commission Community Mental Health Grant Program ratification of letter of support for Prosper Waco. Prosper Waco had identified this potential funding source to purchase a software, which is called Gelada. This would facilitate HIPAA-compliant communication between law enforcement and behavioral health network, and then also the hospitals as well. So we just need a motion to approve the ratification of this letter of support.
And I sat in on some of these presentations, and there's a critical need there to have more information on these folks as they're involved with law enforcement, and also dealing with their post-arrest issues. And so more tools we can get in this.
And so the hospitals are fine with this and their legal
part of the
departments?
discussion, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K3 is regarding the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program, authorization of grant application and related resolution. John?
You're on mute again, John.
Dale, can you go over there and help him out?
Falling apart over here. Sorry about that. So we're asking for permission to be able to apply for this state, it's a pass-through federal grant to the state. And it's to help us do multi-factor authentication to the desktop. That's both local and remote access. This grant, should it be approved, would total, well, it's $62,400 for equipment and work, and then $102,324 total for the hardware. And there's a 10% match to this grant, should it be approved. And our match, which we would ask for at budget time, would be $16,472.40, which is a 10% cash match. So this would be applied for, and should it be granted, we would come to the budget process and ask for that money for FY25. So at this point, we're just asking for permission to apply for the grant. It has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
All right.
Are there any questions?
Any questions?
So this just adds to it a level of security for remote and local access to any of our systems, McLean County system, whatever somebody might be wanting to access. So, and when we say multi-level or multi-factor, that's where they ask you to identify all those squares that have a bus in them or traffic lights, or is that what we're talking about? Or
Yes, it is like that. So multi-factor authentication, what that means is typically you have your password. Everyone has a password to log into their equipment. That's one factor. You typically need a second factor.
That's where
So
they
that
can,
second factor can be anything from a text to your phone,
Yeah, that's right.
recognizing the symbols. It can be a lot of things. It can also be physical devices that they have a code on them and you type that code in, and
Right.
those two factors together, your password and that code, let you into whatever it is you have permission to.
but
So
it
this
does,
is an enhancement to our cybersecurity program.
you bet. Increases the level of security. Yeah.
Correct. So currently, we don't have any impediment. All you have is your password to get into the systems. We're looking to increase that security so that you would have a second second factor authentication to do that.
Excellent.
Any other questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
K4 is regarding the United States Department of Agriculture Natural Resources Conservation Service Watershed and Flood Prevention Operations Program regarding no-cost extension of time memo for Castleman Creek Site Number 2. Zane?
Yes, sir. So this is for recording purposes, the repair work on dam number 2 in the Castleman Creek watershed has been delayed a little bit due to the weather back in October of last year and November. So the NRCS has agreed to extend the time on this project through May 31st of this year. And so motion is it's recommended that the court accept this no-cost time extension memo.
All right. Any questions? All right, I'll make a motion. We approve this for recording purposes.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Thank you.
K5 regarding the Texas Community Development Block Grant Construction Agreement with No Dig Tech LLC, authorization of application for payment number 1. This is for the Elmite sewer improvements. Ken?
Yes, sir. This pay application's been reviewed by an engineer that we hired to oversee this project, signed off by Armand Hunt with the MRB Group in the amount of $109,660.50. So it should be good to go.
All right, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item L, Department Office Specific Request, L1's County Sheriff, authorization of request for purchase of duty weapon upon retirement of peace officer. Ken?
Yes, we had a request from the Sheriff's Office to allow Sean Bogman to purchase his duty weapon. And we have been allowing the fair market value at $325.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item M, additional items, M1 is discussion and interaction regarding retired patrol vehicle request from our volunteer fire department. And heard back from Captain Nixon, and there's currently nothing in the fleet that's currently going to auction that they feel would be a usable or serviceable vehicle. So they're going to continue to monitor that and look for something that can be pulled from the fleet. So I don't know if you want to just keep this deferred. I guess that would probably be the best thing. And then when that comes up, we could be ready to act on it.
All right, I'll make a motion we defer.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M3 is authorization of designation of Emergency Management Director for review of mass gathering application permit pursuant to Texas Health and Safety Code. As we mentioned earlier, with the rowing event, it's going to trigger a mass gathering permit application. It is supposed to be the county fire marshal that would investigate a portion of it, but since we do not have a fire marshal, we would like to designate Ryan Durker, Emergency Management Director, to be designated to act in that capacity.
I make a motion we do that.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any questions? No questions. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M4 is approval of order declaring certain property as surplus and authorizing the sale of said surplus property. This is a vehicle from McClendon Community College's Law Enforcement Academy. Academy had reached out to the sheriff's office. They need a vehicle that can be used in the driving portion of the academy. The Academy had a TCOL audit, and the only issue they found was related to this provision where the police academy should have at least one one dedicated vehicle owned by the academy. So that was not the case. So this is an agreement with them, since they are another governmental entity, where we can sell this to MCC for $10. And so that's the recommendation from our group in the sheriff's office.
All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
M5 is authorization of minute order approving work at Historic Cemetery by Precinct 3. Commissioner Jones?
So we received a request from the Pleasant Grove Cemetery, which is an historic cemetery with grave markers older than 50 years, to help them with some upkeep and general maintenance. And per section 713.028 of the Health and Safety Code, we are authorized to do that due to its historic nature.
All right.
Motion to approve this order.
Second.
All right, I have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
M6 is McLennan County Community Wildfire Preparedness Planning Committee, recording of committee roster. Back in November, the court approved the resolution establishing the production of this community wildfire protection plan, and Commissioner Jones and Suzanne had submitted this committee roster, and we would just like to report it in minutes.
All right, any questions or comments? If not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to accept for recording.
Second.
I have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
All right, moving down to item P, McLennan County Radio Tower Project. P1 is regarding the system purchase agreement with Motorola, recording the project milestone certifications of completion. P1A is regarding Road and Bridge Precinct 3, cutover and beneficial use warranty begins. And then P1B is regarding the completion of coverage prediction measuring and report. I sat in a meeting with Frank Patterson and Motorola and this SBP Consulting, where they went through and did a measuring of the radio tower strength, and it was a pretty impressive meeting. Frank's wrapping up a few loose ends with it, and we're planning to have an update for the commissioners either next Tuesday or sometime in April. So it's these have been reviewed and are recommended for recording purposes.
All right, any questions or comments? Not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those pass.
All right, and I believe that is all the action items.
Okay. All right, I'd like to take a recess for, let's try to do 5 minutes. And then when I come back, when we go back into regular session, I'm gonna go into executive session, which should pretty much we'll be done.
Okay.
Okay, it is 10:36. We stand at recess.
Recording in progress.
Okay, let's call court back into session. It's 10:46. Before I go into the executive session, I want to go back to an item. It was a pulled item off the consent agenda.
E3A.
E3A.
Yep. Thank you. And that item was on there. Dustin, why don't you explain kind of?
There as a standing item, just in case the court needs to take any action on it, so we can just be shown as no action taken, and we will keep it on the future agendas.
And so right now in precinct 2, we've got several openings is that correct?
Right, and Tracy can probably speak more to those, but I know there are some jobs that have been posted, so that's correct.
Yeah, okay. And so do we have any applicants on those? Do you know yet?
Come on
up. Yeah. Put you on TV.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge. We don't have any current applicants. We currently have 4 open positions. We did have one of our senior crew members retire back in February, and so we have that vacancy. We also have 2 operator positions open, equipment operator and another heavy truck driver. And so we posted those positions last year, but we haven't filled any vacancies. And we posted them, we took them off, we posted them again, and we did get applicants, but unfortunately, we just could not fill the vacancy prior to Commissioner Miller's absence.
Okay.
And so I would like to get those positions filled as soon as possible, either internally or externally, but at least get those posted and filled before we get to our busy season.
Right, and so I know you have a lot of plans, and so getting those spots filled fulfill a lot of that, so.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all that.
Thank you.
And so.
What process then does she need to use to go ahead and get it done then, Judge?
Just posting.
Just get them posted? Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
And they're posted as we speak though, right?
No, they're not
They're
posted.
not? Okay.
No, I had to wait until I brought it to you all to get it approved, to
So
move
we
forward.
need I thought we didn't need any action on it. Do we need action?
No, we don't need, no, this is just the
Because it-
vacancy item, but you can just approve the posting, so.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right.
You bet, because fixing to get busy.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't take court action because they're spots that's already approved by the court, so she's just trying to fill them.
Mhm.
Well, I appreciate the report. And,
Absolutely.
and also. All right.
Tracy, appreciate you.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
Appreciate you very much.
You wanna update right quick on the things that we have been able to accomplish?
Online? Online?
Sure.
Okay.
Just the equipment and.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So Precinct 2 has been able to have some significant improvements and updates since the last time we spoke, which was about 3 weeks ago. And we were able to purchase a water truck for our precinct, which is a piece of equipment that was extremely needed. And we've also purchased a truck, I keep saying tanker trailer, a trailer so that we're able to be more efficient and more productive with our road building. And we've had some significant cleanup with the precinct yard. And so we're putting it in the schedule to maintain that on a weekly basis. And we're also looking at some different materials and trying to evaluate things that we're currently doing to make sure that those practices are still working well currently and to see what we can be doing in the near future. We're making some plans and progresses with our precinct office, and then as well as getting the positions posted to get those filled. And so there's a lot of great improvements that we're making towards better efficiency, more productivity, things like that nature.
Well, thank you. And people that, of course, I live in precinct 2, and so I run into a lot of people asking what's the status and all, and I've assured them that the precinct's in good hands and that all the work will be going forward. And, I mentioned that we're looking at and have taken action on a couple pieces of equipment that's going to help their capacity, and that we have some openings. If you know anybody that's qualified to apply,
yes, sir.
do so, and those kind of things. So
yes,
I feel
sir.
very confident how things are
Yes, sir.
Can't handle there, so.
Thank you. We're also looking at some equipment that we need to put into auction to create some more revenue for purchasing more equipment or better equipment in place of the ones that we're going to be put in auction. And then we're also evaluating the road assessments. So we have about 4 roads on our project evaluation plan that we're going to be assessing financially and making sure that we're being fiscally responsible with taxpayers' dollars with the way we reclaim or rebuild those roads.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, great. Thank you for the report.
absolutely. Thank y'all.
All right, no action needed on that pulled item, so. All right, this time I'd like to go into executive session under 551.071 to talk about legal matters, and I'd like to ask Dustin Chapman and Mike Dixon to remain in the audience.
Judge, we won't
Yeah.
need Mike on it.
Okay, all right, Mike will not, that's right, he does not need to be on it. So it'd be just Dustin Chapman. So, we'll do, so now is, it's 10:52, so we'll go into executive session.
Recording in progress.
All right. Anybody else need to come on?
No, sir, I think we're good.
Okay. All right, let's call court back in session. 117 is, Mercedes, anything else? Did we cover everything on the agenda?
Yes, Judge, we did.
All right, anything else to come before the court? If not, we stand adjourned.